Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Clinger2. Today's video I'm going to be going over why I love roguelikes. So this year I bought Vampire Survivors, Hall of Torment, and Risk and Returns. These are all great games. Risk and Returns is really fun. I bought that one recently and it pretty much inspired me to make this video, along with Risk and Rain 2 being an amazing game. So all these games are centric around a reward based system, like most games are, but these ones are more specifically designed for goals in mind and continuous progression through goals to unlock things to get people feeling very rewarded, which is what I love about them. Truly, that's what I like about them. I like feeling rewarded. Everything I like doing has to be, you're getting that dopamine rush whenever you unlock that new item to get in the next run you can use like immediately, which is super nice, or that character. So when you start out in a roguelike, you generally start out pretty basic. You start out in Risk of Rain 2 as the commando, where you have basically dual pistols. You got maybe a dash. You got like a stronger shotgun type burst. It's just kind of get you to feel the game a little bit. In Vampire Survivors, you have the whip or the knife. I like the whip more. I'm pretty sure you start out with the knives though. I don't remember, but you start out with the whip or the knife. I know that. And these games, you start out slow, and then you build up over time. And how you do that is you basically play the game with these characters. You unlock things through challenges that are generally given to you as goals through the game. You're like, here's an achievement. If you do this, you get an item. Or you do this, you get a character. Or in Hades, for instance, you get gold through playing the game or going through hell to escape it. And you come back to the city of hell, or I totally forgot what it's called, but I'm just going to call it the city of hell. And you basically build up, you talk to the characters, you gain relationships through them, through basically dying and over again. But it builds up these relationships, and depending on milestones in the game and stuff, it affects on how you can interact, stuff like that, with the different characters in the game. It's very unique, Hades, I will say, in that regard. Most games don't do that in this genre, but Hades is very well respected for that reason, for going that extra mile to do that. So I'm going to talk about Risk of Rain 2, as this is the game I'm most familiar with. I do like it a lot. So Risk of Rain's 2 item system works pretty simple, in my opinion. So you had to get the items. You do your basic, kind of just play the game most of the time, just get the items pretty much. And then some of them, like red items, you might need to do a specific feat with the character. Nothing crazy. To unlock characters, depending on which one you're doing, can be a little bit tricky, because it might be specific requirements and specific occasions that you need to have these characters unlocked. Like Rex is a good example. To get Rex, you have to be on the hell map, and you have to go to the top of the map to get them. But you have to be on the hell map in order to get them. Once you unlock the characters, you have an option to get an alternate fire through another goal. So your goal now, when you go to the next level, is to get an alternate fire. So you have to basically do the specific tasks to get that, which offers a lot of versatility with these characters on top of already getting a ton of items. To go even a step further than that, if you beat the game on the hardest difficulty with your characters, it actually gives you a skin specifically for those characters to play in the next games with maybe your friends or online to show off. Or just to prove to yourself that you beat the game on the hardest difficulty with that character. So that's always a good thing when you reward people for their efforts. So the artifacts in the game are like skulls, which add an even more farther depth, because now you can basically affect how the game functions as a whole. You can increase damage output, you can increase speed, you can also basically pick your items, which are really nice. And you can get these through either just playing the game and figuring out the puzzles, but most people are going to look them up online, but there is an option to do that through the game. There's a lot of secrets. So talking about secrets, there's Easter eggs. If you do certain Easter eggs in the game, you get more items. And you don't get more items, but you get items throughout the level that you get the Easter egg from. So yeah, that's really cool. There's a lot of worlds you can go to in there. And this isn't just for Risk of Rain 2. I'm just talking about this one because this is my favorite roguelike. But Vampire Survivors does that as well with a different, I forgot what they're called, but you get these unlocks that get permanently unlocked through your account to either unlock a new area that you can go to, or it unlocks maybe a mini map or something like that. that's permanently equipped to you. So again, you kind of just play the levels, you get new stuff. It rewards your gamer brain to just go crazy because it's like kind of like a slot machine. You don't know what you're getting, but you know you're unlocking something and it's awesome. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's like super cool. Something that Risk of Rain 2 does that I think is really unique, and some other games as well. But Risk of Rain 2, when you get an item, it gets slapped onto your character. You can see the item on your character. So it even puts an even further emphasis on that you did something. So it's just cool to me that they took that extra step that showed me that my rewards are not in vain when I get an extra item. It's not just something you put in your backpack. It's like you wear it with pride. You know, I got that item. And it's something that's very small but very impactful. Another thing I like about these games is like Vampire Survivors, Risk of Rain 2 are very good at this. They're very big number games, so the bigger your number is, the more damage you deal, obviously, which is good. But they also show it in the visuals. You know, Risk of Rain 2 and Vampire Survivors, by the time the game's done, dude, your screen is like bricked. You don't even know what's going on, but you're winning, and that's all that matters. You're winning and you're loving it. It's because you're winning. You basically went from like a scrub at the start of the game to like a Super Saiyan Goku, and you just one-shot everything. It feels great, and that's what I love about these games. By the time you get done with the games, you're like a freaking god over here. You're like smiting everything that even like touched, like who dares face you when you're like playing the game. It makes you feel so good, and that's what I love about these games. So I'm just trying to make sure I got everything. Yeah, I think I got everything for what I like about the games. Now I'm going to talk about two downsides, I think, that are potential downsides for people that are coming into the genres, or for me personally, of me looking for a roguelike. Number one, I think dying to get rewards or completing a level to get rewards for the next level can be a little bit annoying to some people, and it can be kind of an upfront just expectation for the genre as a whole, as it's already been established. So when you go into another roguelike, you're like, alright, I have to spend probably 20 deaths just to get an inch closer to potentially fighting the boss in some occasions, like Slay the Spire, to get like the deck of cards you need to like win the game. So that kind of sets you back, and if someone doesn't really like that as a whole, just not wanting to win a game instantly, it's like they can go put on Call of Duty, you know, and just go play deathmatch. You know, some people just want that. That's fine. But some people are willing to put up with this, like me. I think that's something that I can overlook to play the game, but to some people, I can definitely see it being a downside. Number two, the games are built on gameplay so much to the fact that they sacrifice a lot of times story. Now, this might be because a lot of these games are made by smaller studios. Just straight up, that's how most of these games are made. They're made by smaller studios like Vampire Survivors, Risk of Rain 1 and 2, Halls of Torment. Most of those, all three of those, I'm pretty sure are made by small studios. So you don't really see that many AAA games coming in with this heavy-hitting, you know, games in the genre. So a lot of times the story is sacrificed. Hades, Inscription, probably the game, I'm not even going to talk about that, but Inscription and Hades are pretty much the only two that I think have a pretty strong narrative for this category. Most of them just go straight for the gameplay, which some people has to turn off. To me, I don't care. I think it's awesome that you can just make a game that you can just play and it feels good every time you play it. So, I love this genre. I like Risk of Rain 2 a lot. I like Vampire Survivors a lot. Those are probably my two favorite ones. There's a lot of other good ones in here. And I would highly suggest to check it out if you haven't. If you're watching this video, you probably already have. So, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you can like, follow, subscribe, comment, something like that. This is my first video doing something along these lines. Anyway, have a good day, everyone. See ya.